For great deals on games, check out the link in the description. So in the latest patch on Escape from Tarkov, new system of spawns and extractions have been introduced, and I'm going to be covering all of them in this here video for the PMCs. And we'll start off with Shoreline. Now, there is no actual map for me to show you on Shoreline, so I'm going to show you where the extractions are and give you a bit of a guide to what it is. Tunnel, it's fairly simple. You've spawned here before. You know all the ambulances. The beach is just to the right, and that's where the boat is. Now, if you follow that road all the way, you'll come up to this construction here, which is just going to be to my right, and this is going to be the CCP Temporary. So if you come all this way, that's construction, then that's Pier 11 or whatever that's called. And then that's going to be your CCP. And then the next one, it's just going to be right here. This is the rock passage. Now, the rock passage is just past the main extraction that you used to have. I'm not going to get out. I'm just going to get back out. And it's right there as soon as you get to that bunker, which I've just shown you a little bit there. And that's the sniper scav. It's just past that and just to the left. And it's right there. Now, remember that road, that CCP Temporary road. If you keep following that, eventually you will get to this, and this is the road to customs. Now bear in mind that most of these extractions do have a ton of scavs around them, so that you will have to fight your way to the extraction. Now once you get to this, you can simply just extract, or if you go back down the road, this will take you all the way down to the CCP, and that's going to be the rock passage that way. That's basically where the resort is going to be, and that's going to be the boat and everything else that way. So we're back to the boat. The boat's just going to be the Pier Boat, as it's called. It's going to be just before you get to the main extraction, you know, the blue buildings to our left, and in front is just going to be our old extraction. As soon as you get here, you'll see a little boat with a flashing light on it. As soon as you see that, you know your extraction is ready for you. But it's going to be a tricky extraction here because you're going to be really exposed, and it's not something that I advise you to go for unless you really have to. So that's all the extractions on Shoreline. Let's move on to Customs, where we finally do have some maps and we can cover these properly now. So if you spawn left side on the Customs, you basically have the three main extractions that you had before, which is going to be your old gas station, ZB 1012 and ZB 1011. I think that's what it's called. It's too small, I can't really see it there. But these are just going to be your main extractions that you had before, and it's just going to be that simple. And if you go the other way and you spawn it in on a boiler tanks, then you will have to make your way to all new extractions on Customs, and those four new extractions are Smugglers Boat, RUAF Roadblock, Crossroads, and Trailer Park. So let's get started with the first extraction here, and the first one, the closest one you'll get to, depending on what side of the map you are, it's the RUAF Roadblock. That's going to be fairly easy. It's just on Tarkov. You can't really miss that one. The next one is going to be the Smugglers Boat. Now, the Smugglers Boat is actually a tricky one. Sometimes it spawns during the day, sometimes it doesn't. There should be a little fire here. I have seen it during the day, and I've seen it during the day when it didn't work. But if you come in later at night, you will see a little fireplace there, and you'll see a boat just past it, and you will be able to use it. Now, I don't know if there is certain conditions that need to be met for this. Like I said, I did find it during the day. I have found it during the night. But mostly you do find this a lot more at night rather than finding it in daytime. So there's the little boat. You don't need to pay anything. You just hop in and that's it. You're good to go. Then the next extraction that you have is Trailer Park. So that's basically the Customs there. That's all the garages. To my left, it's basically PvE. And just on the old wood spawn, when you used to spawn on Customs in the regular spawns, this is your other extraction, which is going to be the Trailer Park extraction. So I'm not going to get in there. I'm just going to hop back out. But now you know exactly what it is. And then we just have one more, which is Blue Car. You know where this is. This is double green boxes. If I look around, you'll see exactly where I am. That's where wood spawn is. That's basically you spawn in that corner and you can just get through. You'll see a little help sign on the road here. You get close enough here, and this is it. This is your Crossroads, all done and dusted. So I'm not going to get in. I'm just going to get back out, and then we'll go back into the Smuggler's Boat that I mentioned earlier on. That I have found this during the day, and it does not let you extract for some reason. Now, I don't know if there are certain conditions, certain things you have to do. You have to maybe kill a couple of scavs or something like that. I have found it and it won't let me extract. So keep in mind that not all the extractions are available for you at any one time. Sometimes they might not be available for you and you'll just have to move on to the next one. Now if you spawn on the other side and you have a map and you choose to spawn the regular way that we spawned so far, you're just going to have the 3 main extractions. The only exception for this is going to be the old gas station, and that's going to need to have some smoke around it. If there's no green flares or green smoke or whatever that is there, then it's not going to be available for you and you'll have to make your way to the second one. First extraction, which is the ZB 1012, and then you have the ZB 1011, I think it's called. Simple. As soon as you have smoke on the gas station, green smoke means you're good to go and you can extract. Get in there and that's it, you're out. But if for some reason there is no green smoke, you will not be able to extract out of this one and you'll have to go to the middle extraction or even go to the third extraction just to get out. That's why I always advise you should go for the main extractions, not your secondary extractions, which are marked with question marks. So let's go ahead and look at woods. So if you start off on the station there on woods, you have the V extracts over here, which is just going to be on the red gate. And then you're also going to have outskirts, and you're also going to have ZB14 in this one. And if you choose to go on the other side, you'll have a couple of different extractions, which we'll cover in a second. So let's go ahead and have a look and get the first extraction on woods. And your first extraction is right here. That's going to be your sniper rock there with that AI scav used to spawn on top. That's the little lumber mill area over there. You come in on this dirt road, and right here you'll need to pay 3,000 rubles in order for this to work. As soon as somebody took this extraction, it's gone. The car is actually going to drive off and it's not going to be available for you anymore. So it's sort of first come, first serve. The next extraction on the woods is the ZB14. Now you will need a key for this, otherwise you'll not work, and it's the same thing with the smoke. This is just past woods, and just before you get to the scav house, just before the main extraction as it were in the previous patches, you come down here, and all the way down there's going to be some smoke. You'll need the key, you'll need the ZB14, and you can find this inside room 220, I believe, on customs. It's on the table there, you can't go wrong with it. And you'll see the camera's active. There's a little box here for you to loot, and you can actually extract this way if you need to. Now there's no need to cover the third extraction, which is just basically going to be the same as you had it before, so you know what it is right at the end of the map. But if you do decide to spawn on the other side of the map, or you don't have a map on you and you just go random, these are some of the other options you have for extractions. So the first extraction is going to be right here. This is going to be another one of those RUAF gates. It's right here, so it's going to be at the end of the road. You start down there on PvE, that's factory there. And right at the end of the road, you know there's a tank here, and to my right there's some boxes. Come down here, as soon as the light's on, some green smoke, you'll be able to extract. The next extraction, which is going to be fairly simple, it's basically PvE. You've spawned here plenty of times, you should know this one. It's nice and easy to get to. All you got to do is just get back inside, and that's it. So that's going to be your other extraction, which is always going to be your primary extraction. Now the other extraction that you may have is right here, which is going to be the ZB16, and this is basically going to be the other bunker, you know, the closest bunker. You spawn along the wall there, broken wall. It's going to be along your path as you spawn. So if you go back down into it, as you'll see, nothing really happens in here. Even though it's open, I'll not be able to extract because there's no green smoke. Which means that I've come all this way and I'm not going to extract, and I've got somebody hot on my tail. Chances are I'm not going to make it, so I'm going to have to go to the next extraction. But if I come back here at night, it is available for me to get out. And that's what I mentioned earlier on in the video, that you should always go for the main extraction that you have. The ones that have no question marks on them, and you know those are always going to work. They're going to be 100% there for you, and you're not going to have any problems. You can try and take a chance on these if you're under fire and you need to extract really quickly, you've got your stomach blown or something. You can try some of these, but remember, they may backfire on you. And then we come to factory. Now factory is going to be fairly simple. It's basically going to be the same thing. You're just going to need a factory key. You're not going to need a factory key on your main factory extraction that everybody knows, but you will need a factory key to extract on the other two extractions. So nothing too fancy and complicated when it comes down to factory. Now, I will be covering spawns for the scavs as well, which is going to be in a different video because there's a lot more spawns and there's a lot of spawns for the scavs. And I wanted to break these down into PMCs, and I wanted to break it down into two parts, PMCs and scavs, because the scavs do have a ton of extractions and a ton of weird places where you can go into. But that's it for me for today. Hopefully this helps you out. There's no reason why you can't find the extraction anymore. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.